And I have a guest with me this morning, Sam Cunningham. Please tell us where you are, what you do for Whole Foods, and how did you find out about the opportunity at Whole Foods?
Well, I am in Philadelphia, PA right now, and I am a customer service team member at Whole Foods Market in North Wales. And so that's something that I found out about because I had been going to Whole Foods for a long time. And, I was always a big believer in everything that Whole Foods is about. So it was a very natural place for me to gravitate to. So I went on the internet and found a job posting, and here I am.
Tell me about your interview process, when you applied for this role, and how was that process like?
Well, it was a very unique process for the kind of job that I guess an entry level job at a grocery store where I had three different interviews, and it was a very nice process for me because so many times when you're going to interviews, it's very much people reading off a list of questions that they without but this was more of a conversation. They really wanted to get to know me. They wanted to know my skills and what I could do, but it seemed like they wanted to know if I was the right person to be working there. So that was what I thought was very unique about the process.
Tell me what is the best thing about working at Whole Foods Market in your perspective?
Wow, that is a very there's a lot of things. I think the um, encouragement of innovation. One thing that I did that was very encouraging was during the Whole Planet Foundation. I'm a big believer in Whole Planet Foundation, and I was, part of the customer service team. And my team leader at the time was not only my team leader in customer service, but was also the acting marketing team leader. So it was great to coordinate with her. And I came up with this event where basically we were doing a giant tasting, and every department was going to have recipe cards with the recipe that they were demoing, and on the back it was going to talk about where that recipe was from and what Whole Planet Foundation was doing in that country. And for me, I don't think at any other store for the position I was at the time, they would ever let a team member have that kind of initiative or give that team member any kind of power to be able to do something like that.
But what else, in your perspective, is it good about working at this store if you plan to, continue your career at a different role at Whole Foods?
Right. Well, I think that it was important for me to get in on the ground floor because no job is beneath anyone, I feel. So I think that even though I had this master's degree and it seemed like I might have been overqualified, they hired me. Like, that's the kind of place Whole Foods is they hired me for this job. And it's been great for me because it really lets me see the day-to-day operations of the store. And I feel like if you're in a high-level position, it's very hard to get perspective on certain things unless you've been on the ground doing the work in these stores, because that's really what it's about. And because I know so many people move up the ladder. I know that there was someone in my position right now who's now the regional coordinator for the Philadelphia metro area stores. Dave Pickney, as you probably know, started out at my store in my position, and now he's running the Philadelphia metro market. So I think moving his way up that way really allowed him to have much better perspective at things.
What's your favorite product at Whole Foods Market?
Wow. That's a very difficult question. There's so many. I would say one of the things that I really am liking right now is the Zevia zero all natural 0 calorie drinks, soda drinks, and I like those because even though they're a bit more expensive, I kept reading all these studies about Diet Coke and things like that, and how bad the chemicals in that were for you. And I said I have to. It was nice that there was an alternative out there, and that's just one of many kinds of stories like that for products at Whole Foods that I love. So
Do you get a 20% discount when you shop at Whole Foods?
I do.
Tell me do you know about the biometrics program that we have in place? So if you test well on your biometrics, then you get a larger discount.
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, I mean, that's a great program, I think, because it really encourages team members to be healthy. And basically, you go, you get a screening for all different kinds of things. And, basically, the healthier you are as far as BMI and, if you're not a smoker and if, your blood pressure and all these different factors add up from anywhere to extra 2% to an extra 10% discount.
Sounds like you are an avid reader. What do you have back there, Sam? Tell me about some of your books back there.
Oh wow! Well, there's everything. I actually live in there's a section of Philadelphia called Mount Airy where there's these really big houses, and they end up having lots of different people living in them at once. So these are kind of a collection of a lot of different people's stuff, and we're all very worldly, and so there's a lot of stuff. Someone who's living in Italy right now probably has a bunch of books that you're seeing that are on teaching English for people. But there's also really good novels. I think there's a lot of Hemingway back there, that kind of thing.
Recently, I had the opportunity to attend to one of our conscious leadership class, and we went through an exercise about gratefulness. And I'm going to ask you, Sam, tell me about two things that you are grateful for.
Well, I would say that I'm very grateful because right now I'm someone who is doing a lot of different things to make ends meet. Working at Whole Foods, but also, as I think I'm a marketing director for a nonprofit, and I do my own consulting and stuff. So I'm very grateful that I'm able to like live on my own and be doing it. And so many people of my generation are having trouble with that. And so I'm really grateful that I've been lucky enough to be able to go out on my own and be independent like that. Um, I gotta say another thing that I'm really grateful for is love because I have love in my life from a lot of different sources, from my fiance and from my parents, from my great friends and from my coworkers who are always there for me, no matter what. And so I'm very grateful for all the wonderful people in my life.
Are you friends with your teammates at work?
Oh, absolutely. My best friend actually has been working there for years, and I'm definitely, we're all coworkers, but we all go out together, and we're definitely like a family there because we all support each other, and because we're with each other so much, I think that we really become like a family.
Wow, that's awesome. One of the things about our roles here at Whole Foods is that we view our work as a way to find meaning, right? And how does that translate into your own experience at Whole Foods?
Well, I think if you want to find meaning in work, Whole Foods is a place where you can do it more than anything else because if you're working there, I mean, you got to believe in what you're doing. You got to believe in the quality standards. I mean, that's so important because we're very well educated, I feel like, and when you hear all this stuff about animal compassion or these new produce rating systems or the sustainably fished, fish that we have in our store only, and what we don't allow in anything, or not only that, but also one of the great core competencies is to serve and support our local and global communities. And I think that's the other thing is that just by shopping there, just by working for them, you know that you're supporting all these the Whole Kids Foundation, the Whole Planet Foundation, all this stuff. And I think that that's, finding meaning in your work. It would be hard to find more in another place than Whole Foods.
Great, Sam. So when are you coming to visit Austin?
As soon as I can. I heard it's a great city, and I would love to get there as soon as possible.
Sam, thank you so much. Thank you for what you do, and let's please stay in touch. I'm sure you have helped, a lot of people not just connect with us here at corporate, but to connect with you if they're in the Philadelphia area, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you too, and it's been a pleasure.